production.
Welcome back, everyone, to A Coming of Age, the podcast.
Coming of age.
Oh, how sweet it is again. That beautiful voice you just heard is my humble partner in crime, Frankness, Sir Frankness.
Sir Frank, I just got knighted just like that. True. Did you buy me a plot of land in like Scotland
Like
or
somewhere,
something? No, they're
yeah.
called lords. They're called lords.
Somewhere over there. And that
Imagine being called a lord. Lord Azam.
yo,
like,
you
think about
don't
that.
watch Kardashians ever, have you?
No, never.
No, okay, never mind. Lord, shout out to
I think you can tell by my voice that you shouldn't continue the story.
anyways.
Yeah. Anyways.
That beautiful humble voice you hear now is Frank's better half. And my name is Azam, and
She's
welcome.
not here.
And welcome back. And welcome back to
Hey.
another episode 47 of A Coming of Age. We are back in the building. Frankie, what is up, my friend?
Yo, man, it's been a sick weekend. Super Bowl weekend. Had a hell of a good time. I ate so much food, guy. Yo, I ate so much. Like, my belly's still bust up.
You
right
cooked that
now.
stuff though. You were more like you were home cooking this weekend.
Yeah,
right?
I don't want to buy anything. We did a chili that came out way too spicy, and then we did I did fall off the
like
bone
today.
ribs. Fall off the bone. They were perfect.
Yeah, so I don't
Some
know.
wings.
I don't know if
Oh.
our listeners all know that, like, me and Frank live right now even further than he did before, like from season 1. So he goes, "Yo, I got a lot of chili left. Anybody anybody wants some?" I'm like, "Yo, got any pork in it?" But so I showed interest. But for a split second, I have to tell you, our buddy Marlon does like these Wong orders. Shout out to Wong orders. But like every so often he does these like how would you say, like a delivery service. He's a chef, and he makes
Yeah.
something and delivers out. So for a split second, I was like, "Oh, yo, this man got leftover stuff from chef." You know what I mean? That's amazing. Like, oh, he just got it. And then in my brain thought Frank is showing up to my house tonight,
I
which
was
he's
like,
not.
this guy, like, I'm like, he must be going through some hard times if he's about to drive like an hour for some leftover chili.
And you and
I'm
Woods,
like,
you and
I
Woods,
was literally just be like, yo, man, let me just transfer you some money, bro. Yo, I got you. Don't let me Uber you some.
Yo, what happened to the Uber? Yo, without missing a heart. Listen, when you have all you guys out there, if you don't have good enough friends that don't even let it breathe, like
That's
they
'cause
don't even
we're
give you a
dicks.
chance.
We
Yeah,
are
but we're
dicks.
all doing the same thing. We're all doing the same thing. If you don't have friends that just want to lay into you, as soon as I said it, I hear there's two messages like, "Yo, this man's on some bread and water things. This man's on rations things. This man, what's going on? Times are tough out there."
I love how it's got me. I love how in our group you cannot send, like, if you send a picture that you
Oh
took,
my god!
you have to analyze everything that's in
Everything.
your picture, and even if you do, you're still gonna get caught for it. Yo, where'd you get that from? Or, yo, why do you have it's like, yo, I'm trying to
Yeah,
show you this
the
book I got.
ma-
This guy's commenting on a friggin' like the name brand of like a TV in the background.
And you know what? I learned that I had to say that's one of the habits I picked up from, especially Woods and Chef. Like, I remember posting something, and Woods. I think I had cooked something. I cooked a full meal, and for some reason I posted. I was like, "Yo, I made this. It came out pretty good." And Woods is like, "That's full out Ziggy's macaroni salad from that looked like Loblaws or something." I was like, "No, man, yo, but I think yo, that looked just like Ziggy's." I was like, "What is going on?" What's going on? And that was way early on. And then one time I posted something and there was like dust on my dashboard. And man was just like, "Yo, clean up your dashboard. Yo, how the dashboard's so dirty, guy."
Yeah.
So now literally if I go to take anything, I literally will
Wipe
take
it
this, wipe down, make sure nothing's in the background.
So
Yeah,
nothing gets past those guys.
nothing's
Yo.
safe. Nothing is safe, man. Nothing is safe.
Oh,
We got another great topic this week. Something that me and Frank are elder statesmen, and
me.
like we're out of the game. Like we're not in the game, But
Okay.
this is one of those things that all of us have been in. And no matter how cool you think you are, how slick you think you are, we've all been there. We've all been in this
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
in this situation. So, Frankie, without further ado, unless you have something else you want to add,
No. Let's
before we
kick it
jump
off.
in.
Let's kick it off.
Go ahead.
This week, simple, easy.
Sad.
I'm just going to describe it in 2 words. This week's episode 47 topic is called the friend zone. And Azam, don't put a horn at that point, okay? That's not something that you
sad.
horn.
It's like, boom,
Okay.
boom.
Yo, oh yeah. Speaking of horns, I listened to our last episode, the first episode of season 2.
Murdered.
Yo, this guy absolutely
Murdered.
abused the horn guy.
Excited,
You know what it
man.
remind me of? It remind me of like when I listen to like if I'm at a club, I'm listening to like a DJ
reggae
playing
DJ,
a song,
especially.
but he's just like stop it. Yo, come into the yo what?
Shout out to the big body gal in the red. Stand up.
I'm listening to this podcast. It's just constant horns. I'm like, this is mine. Yeah, like, anyways, this week's episode is called The Friend Zone.
Yes.
If you don't I don't have to describe it.
Yeah, I don't think it needs it. Usually we do that the first part description. I think that's
here. Okay, so we're gonna do three things. The first part we're gonna do a description. The second part we're gonna talk about how people get in the friend zone. Then we're gonna finish off with how to get out of the friend zone. So first set.
I don't know
what is the friend zone. Quite simple. The friend zone. Everybody knows what it is. I'm not going to describe it. Okay, we're not going to waste time describing to people with it. And if you don't know what the friend zone is,
you're in it.
You'll find out on your own. Okay?
You're probably in it right now. Yeah.
It doesn't serve justice for me to explain. Like you'll find out, right? It's cool. Zam, how do people get friend zone? What are some common
you get
off the top of your head?
A lot of times it's a crush. You have a crush on someone, and maybe you're in the circle. Maybe at school you did a project together. You're in a class together. You have mutual friends. Remove school out of it. You function in the same social space. You know. You just are around someone who you really like and want more from that relationship, just from more than just being a friend, you know. And your mom, historically and classically, ripped me a bit, right? for me saying, yo, no guy, there's no relationship a girl has with the guy where the guy is just friends with this girl, you know, like so. I mean, as a gross generalization, but they can't be friends. Like, there's no way they can be friends because one or the other, to me, have to have something. Especially if they're single. Now, mind you, if one of them is single or both of them are single. And usually what happens with the friends...
I just want to say that I disagreed.
You disagreed. Your mom disagreed.
First of all, I'm not gonna choose a side that's not my mother's. And I actually generally disagree with that statement. But anyways, that's something else.
Yeah, and like, a lot of times, I'm going to be honest with you, what happens is, I mean, I'm just going to go from guy perspective. You're friending up this gal, and you guys are you're friends with her, but more times she's interested in someone else. And a lot of times, scenarios are like, she's talking to you about the guy, you know?
Yeah.
She's talking to you about... Yeah. And then, but you are like, maybe you're not even crushed. You're like taking notes, or like you're still trying to like work your little sly way in there, you know?
Listen, common mistake for people to get friend zoned, guy or girl, I say can be summed up in one of two instances. Either A, you just simply, whether it's intentional or not, you simply remained as just like a social, comrade, that just someone that she just talks through, whether it's in passing or in a friends group, but you stayed there and had you've
impact.
Given no other indications of any of the plans for too long, right? Yeah. And I say intentionally or not, because maybe you literally just don't care for the long time, and then one day like, oh shoot, but it's too late. You're in there, right? Second is you do meet someone who's fresh, but you take too long to again make a move and make your point, known early what your intentions are, because as we know, there are women out there who they like a confident man who just gets right to it, right, and doesn't beat around the bush. And man, young Frank, the amount of times I got friend zoned, oh my goodness, oh my! I wasn't a killer like you, okay, Azam. I wasn't in the game like Allen Iverson. I was definitely
still the best. That is still, honest to God, the best reference that could ever represent anything that we've ever said on this.
Come on. But like, oh man, like I got, in elementary school, I was like, I think I know why I'm so broken, like romantically now. Like in elementary school, I used to have a huge crushes on everybody. Everybody knew I had crushes, crushes everywhere.
Yes.
There was one girl named Kristen.
Yes.
Everybody knew I had a crush on her. I'm not even out of myself. This is just everybody's like, oh yeah, true.
They remember that.
Not Shannon. Melissa. I would give her last name, but I was the type where I'll leave them chocolates on their desk.
Yeah.
And just like look at, but like I won't interact with them. I would just like look at them for the rest of or like I'll go and I'll write a note and I'll put it in their sharpener and just wait for them to like catch it, not realizing it's like, oh, what if they sharpen their pencil and they just don't see the note? But they always saw the note.
But your hope at that young viral
stupid age, stupid.
Well,
just call me stupid.
Yeah, but there was no. It was just like you had these crushes, right? It was like crushes, but they were your friends.
Hella crushes. Dog.
Yeah.
I talked Lisa Mount. Yeah. I talked to Lisa Mount to my crushes that I did anybody else. Like I can count on like maybe one hand how many times I talked to Melissa. Like never even a date. I would just do these gestures and then like, and that's it, yo. But now part of it is, and I'm not even placing blame. Yeah. I wasn't allowed to date at the time, so a part of me was
hold on. Wait. You're talking about elementary school? Who's allowed to date in elementary school?
What do you mean?
You're allowed to date in elementary school? What are you talking about?
I've known so many of my friends who are dating. What are you talking about?
Okay, hold on. Let's just pause this topic.
You never had any friends who were boyfriend girlfriend in elementary school?
Yeah, but but you mean you mean just boyfriend girlfriend? I thought you were saying dating. What does
date mean?
What do you mean date? First of all, dating is like you're going out, man. Like you're going out, like you're going to their houses and shit like that. At least.
Yo, you go to the movie. Your parents drop you off to the movies. You go.
Yo,
in the back
you lived
row
a good life. Did you do that?
High school.
Do that?
High school. Remember, I told you.
Okay, hold on.
I started dating when I was 16.
Your mom and dad dropped you and a girl off in high school to go to the movies?
My mom dropped me off at the movie theater, knowing I was meeting my girlfriend, who she did not want me to date. And although we're going way off topic,
this needs to be clarified.
But there was one drive I remember. Mom, if you're listening, you remember too. We were driving on Adams because she was taking me to Cineplex to meet my then girlfriend, Celine. And
how old are you at this time?
16, turning 17.
16, okay.
And I remember specifically, we were driving, and then because I fought tooth and nail. She's like, "You can't date." I'm like, "I'm dating." Like, "You can't date." I'm like, "Well, I already am dating. What do you expect me to do?" And finally, one day she's driving. She's like, "You better keep your penis in your pants." I was like, "What?" I'm like, "Do you know where you're taking me right now, Mom? Yo, back row." I'm just not joking. I didn't see that.
I'm wearing no underwear right now, Mom. Like this, I'm wearing no underwear. You should have ball shorts on. I have no basketball shorts on, Mom.
No, she just said that anyway. So, getting it back on topic. But yeah, I was the type where I would just
I'm with you.
I steered myself to friend zones like it was second nature, man.
So back to the elementary side. You still remember that, obviously. Do you know them? Do you still know them? And were they aware of you having a crush on them?
Azam.
Yes.
Everybody in the world knew I had a crush on Kristen.
Gotcha.
For like all of elementary school. Melissa, even going to high school a bit. Shannon.
Now, were they
Can I say
girls?
last
Were
names?
they other
I wonder
girls?
if I can say last
Say
names.
whatever
Doesn't
you
matter.
want. Huh? It's your
They
show,
probably
man.
all
It's
they
your
all
show.
changed her names now, anyways.
It's your
So
show. dude.
Shannon Reynolds, crush on her, and then my best boy actually hooked up with her. I'm like, all right, true. Like just crushes, but I didn't do nothing.
Were they like popular girls in those times? Like meaning like other guys like them also?
Yeah,
or
they
you
were actually
kinda-
all popular. Yeah, they
all
were.
popular
Yeah.
girls. Yeah. That's the tough. Now
If I'm going to
those
strike
are
out, I might as well strike out to like the popular ones. I
now
guess.
those are the toughest ones, I would say. That when you are like friend up with a girl or the guy who's like popular, because they probably don't even they either know that they could have you at any time, they could literally flip the switch and have you at any time, or they are so oblivious, like super oblivious.
But again, I think
you
it
know?
comes down to one of the biggest things of friend zoning for men and women is just the lack of making a move.
Making
right?
a move.
You
right.
you enjoy the texting or the talking, the jokes, the pass by stuff so much, but you don't actually take the one step beyond saying, hey, what's up, right? And because of that, especially if they're beautiful women, they're being approached by all the other
Beautiful women. Now,
people.
first of all, we're talking like teens and prepubescent times. Where's all these
Zam,
beautiful
do you want
women?
me to sit here and say, oh yeah, they're all beautiful little girls? They're beautiful women. I'm
No,
protecting
but, like, I
myself.
mean-
guys. Like, what's wrong with you guys? Come on,
No, I
man.
just mean like
Like,
at
you're
the
trying
time.
to set me up for
At the
some
time.
kind of...
At the time. You mean at the time you're okay? So you mean at the time when you're even in elementary school? Because I did the same thing, but I was like. I think my thing was if anybody showed me any sort of attention, I was like, oh, yo, this is my girl. I could be this guy. I could be the boyfriend for her.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? There was no like standards of like anything for me. Kind of thing.
Yo,
Like,
if
I
I
was
can
just
tell you
friends.
the
We're
amount
just
of
all
times
friends.
so growing up, like even now, music is my like music is tied to my emotions. I love music, love
Yes.
music, and growing up especially, I would literally play music according to my mood, my experience, my everything. And if I can tell you the amount of times I played Mario's Friends or Just Be Friends, guy, like that CD's
Be
done.
your fantasy.
But you say I'm just a friend.
That's me and Saida's
You
first
just-
actual song. Like,
Sorry?
That's me and Saida's first like song. Like
Oh,
a
yeah?
song that we like joked about, but like we're referencing.
Yeah,
to
well,
each
while
other.
you were
Yeah.
joking about it too, I was crying in the corner. I'm just joking.
Two different. Yeah, we were living two very different lives with that song.
Yes,
For sure.
yes. So okay, so
Yeah.
not making a move, or just kind of being too platonic. Can you think of any other ways that people kind of throw themselves in their friend zone? I have one, but I want to see if you think of it.
I mean, so you know what? I'm gonna give a different spin here because I was thinking about
Okay.
something earlier on today. You can get bit, being the person on the other end. You can be bit pretty hard, meaning that
What do you mean?
like so like for instance, I had two scenarios that I remembered. The one happened in grade 6 and one happened in grade 9. Very pivotal ages in your young adolescence. And both times the same thing happened. You'd be like, I was always able to talk to women. I think just generally I was always able to talk to my peers, older
Sure
women.
you don't
and
want to
things like
say
that.
little girls? What do you mean by women?
At
Yeah,
the time,
exactly.
right?
See how weird it
And
sounds?
then- no, I was like, you're like, yo, these beautiful women. I'm like, first of all, you're like 8, 9 years old, probably in elementary school, talking about like, yo, she's a beautiful woman. That's what I was going with it. Anyways, that like, what happens is you start like, especially if you like flirt around or like a lot of girls. So let's say I'm not even gonna go for your scenario. I don't know where that's gonna go. I'm gonna
Yo,
say my
leave me,
scenario.
yo.
That like what happened to me was like a girl who I was friends with, and like again one of those girls who like you probably flirty around with, but you've probably known them for years. We went to elementary school. She's like, oh, I want to be more than friends. I'm like, no, let's stay friends.
Jeez.
Crying, hangs up the phone. So I mean, I'm just giving a quick synopsis. My guy friends, who are also her friends, call me and threaten me to beat me up, and like the next day at school, waiting for me, man, pushing me around, telling me all kinds of shit, saying like, why would I do that to her and all this other stuff. And I'm gonna save her name. I'll save her name. But if you were there, you know. And fast forward to grade 9, same exact thing. And you know what? Both of those situations, I caved, bro. I caved to both of those situations. I caved and became boyfriend to these people.
I feel like this is like
Yeah.
this only happens at Jane and Finch.
I caved to this shit that like turned out to be detrimental to my flex. It became so detrimental that I didn't want to have problems with these people. I even said one time to somebody, I'm like, "Yo, just have her." Somebody else liked her, and I was like, "Yo, you can have her.
Just have it, yo.
You can have her." I was like, like
Free.
just have her. And this guy, I'll never forget. The guy's name actually was Damien, and the guy was so like he got more angry that I said you could have her, and it was a fight, man. Fist fight over these girls who like I couldn't have cared less for. But before it went into those different modes and relationships, they were just my friends. They were all friends. You know what I mean? So it came back to bite me bad.
My scenario was I went and approach these girls, and your scenario was all these girls were approach you and say no.
The friend, especially the ones who were friends of mine, and friends in elementary school, and like we were all just classmate friends, and it happened to me a bunch of times. But those 2 times, I was bullied into relationships. I was bullied into, okay, all right, okay, going to dances and shit, and like oh man, the 2 girls too were couldn't have been more worse, man. One of them was like full out like cuss up everyone, cuss anybody, cuss like super mad. So I was like in her things for no reason. I'm a quiet guy, man. I'm not like a troublemaker. Next girl, super smoker, druggy, like kind of girl, pretty girl, but I was caught in this shit, and like it pretty much made everybody else not want to talk. Like it was a good month or 2 drought of phone calls and movements that I could make. Yeah. So it sucked. I mean that's probably like a rich person kind of complaining that they don't have enough money. Maybe
100%. I'm listening to you. I'm really sitting here thinking. I'm like, so how does this have to tie to the friend zone? This guy's literally saying,
I'm saying that on the other end,
I had girls just coming and groveling at my feet.
Listen. I'm gonna shout him out again. I almost shout him out every week. My boy Forbes. I put him. Now look how life turns. This is where I was headed with this. I made him, who was friend zoning a girl. I was like, yo, man, talk to her. Yo, man, she's so, I put so much pressure on this guy everywhere that he was like, all right. And I did it to him, which is unfair. I had it done to me. Like, I did it to him. And he hates that part of it.
So you're like, you try to
instigator,
bust the friend zone kind of wall.
Yes.
Shit, yeah. That's like I'm like stretching to find how this even correlates to what we're talking about.
I just mean to say, like, there's another end.
Here, like you see my I just have like math equations just showing up.
No. So where I'm going with this, Frankie, if you don't catch what I'm saying, is that on the other end of when the friend makes the move, there's the other end that goes, oh no. The more times it's like, oh no, let's just be friends. And then there's
that's rejection, right?
But then there's also an empathetic, sympathetic part that people. I'm telling you, man, it might sound like rich people complaining about they have too much money, but it is very much like, all right,
give him a chance.
Yeah, give him a chance.
Fair enough.
Give him a chance. You know what I mean? And that shit never works, man. That shit is not cool.
Fair enough.
That shit is.
So how about the friend zoning where maybe this would apply? See, this would apply to you, where, in our case, a girl comes to you, says, hey, what up? And I guess, like you say, like, maybe you say, oh no, I'm dealing with this, or I'm already in this, or I'm not, we're friends. But then it flips on you, and then now you want to actually, let's say, holler at her, but then now she's like, no, you've already designated yourself where you want to be, so
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you're not going anywhere now. You're friend zoned.
Yeah, that's happened to me. That
goodbye,
big
Azam.
time. I was like too late. Like I got there too late. Like when I
Too late. I picture this guy running through the rain.
You know what? There's a friend of mine who I won't say the name that he was in the friend zone. No, sorry, he put this girl in this friend zone, and we were all in high school together. The summer went by and the summer came back. Everybody knew, like you know how you said like everybody knew that
Yeah.
you like these girls. Everybody knew she liked this guy. Everybody knew, bruds. The last year of high school, this girl comes back, dude, looking like a dime piece. she goes from like, what's that movie? Like She's All That or something. So like the girl who's like kind of more geeky, like nerdy, kind of like that. And she
Yeah.
literally comes back and she's like, I remember all the guys being like, "Yo, you seen?" I'm not gonna say her name. I'm like, "Yo, you seen Thing? Yo, you seen Thing? Yo, you seen? Yo, you seen?" It's just like the talk. The first 2 weeks of and in OAC, I mean, people who don't know, grade 13, you're pretty much like 18 years old. I think you're about 18 years old, right? 17, 18.
Yeah, you're turning 19, aren't you?
Yo, man, that first 2 weeks of school, I'll never forget that, bro. It was like a movie. Like, and every man was like looking at this guy like, "Yo, you gotta talk." And when my man went to go say something to her, yo, for sure, my girl already done had a boyfriend from summertime, because when she flipped, whichever man that was near was around was like, "Yo, what's going on?" Was already talking to her. He lost out, man. Like at least from, because she was still the same person. She was so nice. She was a really great friend of mine. Also, she was one of the nicest people, like nicest girls that you could have as a friend as a guy, like if that makes any sense. Especially at those times, she was still the same exact person. It wasn't like, but she definitely knew what she was doing, dude. She definitely knew exactly what happened to her and what she was gonna do to show everybody the difference in her. The difference of what's going on.
Just the other night, actually, me and my boys were talking about I won't say her name, but one girl who did that at our high school. Literally, like she was actually just a friend of mine. Like 100%, we just joke around, and
yes, sure.
I never whatever. Actually, I was dating in high school. I had two long-term girlfriends, like not at the same time. So for me, it was just like whatever. And I remember she left and came back in grade 11, and I was just like all of a sudden her school pants aren't saggy; they're all tight. I'm like, what?
Tight, no.
Her vest is like, the V-neck just looks a little extra deep, like it's custom tailored.
Yeah.
Hair done up. I'm like, who? What? I'm like, okay. And then literally scooped up like within the first week.
Oh,
she was gone,
bro.
Gone.
Yeah.
And everybody was just like,
yo.
Dylon's face. She's like,
yeah, Dylon.
So here's a question, Azam. So
okay, yeah.
If you are friend zoned, what are some and I know people who actually were able to get out of it, whether it's swiftly or the long game. How can you get out of being friend zoned by someone?
I would think, I think friend zoning you have a better chance of getting out of it, I think, as you get older. Now, I have no experience in that. I just am trying to theorize that, like, when you're younger and you're like university times, early 20s, like late teens and stuff like that, there's so much going on where like, especially if you're high school itself is a social, it's more social than it is educational, right? It's like 80% social. And I would think that at that time, it's probably way harder because you're probably still going through puberty. You're probably still going through things in your life where you're not the complete person yet. You're not the person who you are, maybe the final look or the final way of thinking is, right? I would think that if somebody was friend zoned in an older age, like so in their and working, like you say you're working somewhere and you're really good friends with someone. Weren't you Ceci friends first, or you guys just connected and?
No, well, when we worked together and she had a boyfriend.
Right.
Like from day one when I met her.
Right.
And then and I had a girlfriend. And then after we both broke up, so she broke up with her boyfriend first. And then I broke up with my girlfriend after. And then it was like, zoom, just beamlined.
But not like you guys were planning like, yo, you go get rid of that one, you go get rid of this one.
No, we're not
okay,
Jane and Finch people,
All right.
Azam.
I was like, yo, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
No,
That's pretty
she's from Saga. I'm from Ajax, small town. Like, yo, we don't do them kind of things, man. You gotta like submit a permit to do that kind of stuff.
I feel like now, like if you were like at this age, the age where we're at, I feel like it's more likely that the other person on the other side could be like, oh, I never thought about.
Well, here's the
this,
thing:
you know
at
what I
this
mean?
age, though, like, so when you were younger, you had limited tools, right? So you didn't have
limited tools,
money,
Perfect.
car. You can't just go pick her up. You can't just say, yo, let me take you out for a nice dinner. Let's go a night on the town. You couldn't do that stuff, right? The things that you could do with her were actually things that you would do with a friend, like, oh, let's go to the pool hall, let's go to the mall, you know, whatever you did at various ages.
Sure.
But at this age, yeah, if you can be friends with someone for time, but if you ever want to flip the switch, and this is what I was going to actually allude to, I think one way to get out of the friend zone, which doesn't work for everybody, but a tactic that you could try is literally like an on-off switch, or like an aggressive approach. I don't want to say aggressive. I mean, scratch that. Assertive. Assertive. You're just shaking up the girl. Yo, go on with me.
Bitch, you don't like sweet up? Yo, you don't like sweet up? Yo, how you don't like sweet up?
No. I'm not going down. No.
Yeah, don't do it.
So no. So let's say you're friends with someone for time, like you're 100% friends, like you guys just hang out in groups, whatever. But if you ever wanted to switch it on, like literally, you can just be like, "Hey, girl, guy," obviously I'm saying whatever. Let's go out for a little night out. Let's just say go to a bar, and it's all about your, like, if you deliberately show your intentions, like sitting close, touching legs, looking deep in the eyes, sweet toe up, as you say, then that can give the indication, right? And then she has a window to say, whoa, no. But she'll probably be like, all right, cool, whatever. She'll probably think the same thing, maybe, right? According to your theory.
You hope
right?
so. I'm only saying
everything's
my theory.
A hope, yeah.
I'm only saying my theory if there's like how you said, if there's signs there. But if there's no signs and you are trying, and like let's say you guys are even like when you walk,
it's a risk.
It's a super risk, because guess what? You're pretty much gonna lose that friend after you try, I think.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's the assertive one, if you just go one-on-one. But I've also seen it where the person who's like, okay, I want to switch it up, would actually set up a couple kind of scenario. But you have to have the friends first. So let's say two of the couples. Then you set up, let's all go for dinner. Let's go down to the beach, or let's go to, whatever, Halloween haunts. Let's go whatever.
Yes.
And when you do that, naturally the other couples will be coupley, and then it's you and the other girl one-on-one. And now it's like,
that's a setup, right? That's a setup.
Yes, of course it is.
That's a great setup.
But now, here's the thing: the setup gives you an out, because you can test the waters, right? But if ever it fails, you can literally just kind of blend back in with, like, you know what I mean? So that is one way you do it, and that way you're just kind of, that's if you don't want it. You're trying to manage your risk, right?
Yeah, you gotta know. The one thing you have to be is, if you are the friend, and you are the one in the friend zone, you gotta be aware that you're there. You gotta not put yourself above anybody else, and you gotta not put yourself above like any said boyfriend or any said girlfriend that is also in the picture. Because can't.
I just remember something.
Yeah, go ahead. Go.
I was gonna say, I remember one thing I was gonna say about how you can get put in the friend zone.
Go ahead. Say it.
Missing all the cues. There is
Big time.
one girl,
good one,
from back in the day, and when I think about it to this day, I'm like, yo, what? Like, I was
stupid,
blind.
Me too.
Blind. I mean like Stevie Wonder, cataract in my eyes, like blind. She made all the moves. One of her friends assisted her, like all the moves. And I I don't know where I was. I couldn't even tell you what I was focusing on at the time. And I didn't do anything. Nothing. And sorry. So I was like, whatever. And then finally one day, my boy was like, yo, Frank, yo, how do you not see this? And I'm like, well, yeah, actually, true, she's attractive, whatever, whatever. By that time, I try to go. I'm like, all right, yo, let me go make the move. Yo, I was already in the friend zone. I didn't like. She was clocked out. It was like, yo, she presented herself so many times, and she's like, yo, too late, yo, and then I just watched from the side curtains, from the wings, guys, just watching everything, and it was to the point where, like, I go to her birthday, and we're at a club, and like, I can't even get close to her to dance because like. She has like a ring of like Diablo, like different levels of hell. All these guys around her. I'm like, yo, I'm not gonna go fight through all that. Are you kidding me? Not Diablo, Devontae. Devontae? I think it's Devontae. You know that cartoon? Oh no,
I don't know anything you're talking
Devontae's
about.
hell.
But I understand what you're trying to say.
Anyways, so yeah, when you just miss the cues, and it works for guys too. A guy's going for a girl, and you touched on it a little bit, but the girl, let's say she decides to go elsewhere, and you're like, all right, cool. And then if she comes back, you're just like, yeah, but no.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
No, that happened to me. I was like 17, and it was a girl named Helen, and
dropping names, eh?
And such a good. We were like when I was in high school, I only had like girlfriends, like a group of girlfriends. And I had a couple guy friends like Forbes and these guys, but I really hung around like a group of girls. She was one of the girls in this group. Nice, pretty too, pretty girl. She was moving. She was going to BC. She was I think she was Thai or Laos or something like that. Or and she was moving. She gave me a letter. The letter explained, Frankie, to me, every instance of me being blind. It literally was like, in science class, we were partners in science class. This is a true story. And she would like playfully pull my seat to try to make me fall, right? Mm. And she would end the line with like, I would catch you. Like, she, like, yeah, I did this,
too deep,
but I would
too deep.
Yeah, she was deep. She was deep.
Too deep in your feelings. Yeah, that's some Drake moves right there.
Super deep.
Yeah, I made you fall, but I caught you.
No, yeah, no, like, she was saying things like, I would, when I was messing with your seat that day, but I never would let you fall, and then it'd be like, oh, when you went to the dance with such and such, you were telling me about how much you liked it. I wish you were saying it about me. Yo, I was like, now mind you, she gives me this letter. She's gone. Like, this is Friday. She's flying out. She's gone. I'm never going to see her again. And I'm like, this girl could have gave me. I remember thinking to myself, like, she gave me her phone. I remember, how like back in the day, girls would write. You ever get like love notes and girls drop pictures and shit in it and stuff like that, or no?
Yo, look who you talking to. Of course, I did not get that. What do you mean? I didn't get that shit.
Okay, sorry, man. Sorry. Anyways, in the note, I remember
talking about how I get friend zone all the time. This guy's saying, "Yo, you get love notes from all these gals." No, I didn't. Come on, man.
Oh my god. So, anyways, she wrote her phone number in there, and I remember thinking to myself, I remember it so hard, being in my room, thinking, why didn't she tell me this like last week, like. You know what I mean? Like last week, she's left now. Like she's gone now. Like it's done now. But
she didn't have the courage or something. Like maybe like passive.
Yeah. And guess what? And guess what? When I called this number, it never answered. And like I remember, like even like later on after high school and stuff, like keeping in touch with some of the friends that we had mutually, and asking about her, and like calling from my number. My number has been the same since high school. My cell phone number.
Same here. Well, university. I got
and calling that number, and just no one would answer. I'm like, oh, whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Whatever. Like, she's in BC. Like, what am I? But I'm calling her. But dude, when it clicked to me, it was almost like she went from being like friend to being like Kelly Kapowski in my brain. I was like, why didn't you tell me? We could have had a
But that's the
relationship.
thing. That I think that's the thing
You know
with
what I mean?
at least guys. Once a guy finds out that a girl is like down
It's
for him,
just the
all of a sudden
it's
she
like
goes from like a
shoots
3 to like an 8.
oh,
It's like, oh
to
yeah, yo, she's
12,
nice,
man, to
yo.
12, bro.
Yo,
It's like,
yo,
what you mean?
I'm gonna tell this. Yo, yo, me and my boy Damien Woods, yo. I gotta tell you a story. We were at Moxie's in Mississauga. He came because he worked close
Oh, I
by,
heard the story.
or sometimes. So he came by and we had lunch, and we're chilling, and we're just sitting there, guy talk, whatever. So we see this waitress or server.
Right.
I'm not sure which they like to be called, but let's say waitress. And we're like, yeah, she looks kind of stuck up, whatever, no time, whatever. And then, she comes by. Oh, hey, how your boys doing? Oh, I'm this. And she's acting all Aaliyah. I think her name was. I'm Aaliyah. She's laughing at our jokes. She walks by. We're like, yo, she's so nice, eh? Yo, all of a sudden, we're like, yo, she's the greatest girl in the world. Just because we got
so
a little
nice, yo.
Give
you the time of day, man's like, yo, she's so nice, yo. We always come back here, yo. Give her a tip, yo. Don't forget to tip this. Yeah, but that's guys, man. That's guys for sure, dude.
Yeah, going back to it, it's like to get out of the friend zone. It's not easy. It's a tough water to traverse or whatever, but it's possible. But you're taking all the risk.
Super scary because
it is scary,
especially if like you're in a scenario where you're older and you like work together or something like that, or like you have a social circle. Oh man,
yeah,
that means every single time now it's like thing, and then probably he or she's gonna share that information and be like, "Yo, you know what she said to me? Yo, you know what?
100%.
Yeah, you're 100%. Done, man. You're cooked. You know what I mean? You're cooked. Man. You know what I mean?
I would hate. You know what? As good as it would be, I would hate to be in like high school or university right now, and Instagram and all that stuff being as popular as it is now. I
can imagine. Yeah,
like your business would be just laid out everywhere. And anyways, that's a different topic though. I will tell you one story where I think this kind of traumatized me. Maybe this is why I took the whole side approach. 1 year back in cadets, this is my first year at camp. First year. So you go away and you stay 2 weeks at camp. And I met this girl. Her last name was Mayberry. I forget her first name. We went by last names. And at the time, like, I thought she was gorgeous. I was like, yo, this girl's sick, da-da-da. One time, I did nothing to this girl. Like, I just kind of showed signs that, I liked her, whatever. One time, we're having lunch, and me and my boy, we're sitting, we have a menu or whatever, and we're like kind of stooped down, we're talking. She pulls the menu down, and in front of everybody, she's like, listen, Wilson, I know you like me, but I don't like you. So you have to just lay off and stop this weird stuff, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like,
oh my God. I feel so bad for you.
Dude.
Was there something you were doing?
I was like, literally, like, she's sitting across the table, and me and my boy were just like, I was like, kind of like, not whispering, but, I was talking to him. And, I may like glance over at her, but like, like the kid, the childish, normal, like, Yeah, like I wasn't creepy by any means or anything, but she just like was a complete, like just dick and just outed me hard. And I remember that so vividly, like in my mind to this day.
Is your first time of the month encounter?
Jeez.
Spittin 5.
No, we were, how old are we? We were at that time, I think 12, maybe?
Your first.
I think we were 12. Yeah.
Check out if you haven't listened to episode 46, the last 15 minutes of that one.
Oh man. Anyway, so that's that. So, anyways, other tips or tactics, because we're running out of time, to get out of the friend zone.
I don't know. I don't know what you would. I don't know, outside of saying or trying to flirt around. The only other thing I can think about is trying to maybe insinuate that you could make the person happier, but in a roundabout way, like, you know what I mean, or like make them laugh or make them almost try to like almost make them come to you. You know what I mean? Almost kind of like does that make sense? Like we're because pretty much if you're in the friend zone and you're friends with someone, and I guess my scenario is always looking at like that person was with other people during the time of you being in the friend zone. Forrest Gump was like the biggest friend zone guy in history, pretty much, right? But I got friends. I had a friend zoned me. I told this story many times. I'm hands on her, hands all around her, my feet intertwining her feet at Wonderland during training. Like I'm like running my finger through her hair and all this kind of stuff. And I walk, and these guys have a shuttle bus to go back to where they live, like the part of the city. And I'm with a friend of mine, and I'm walking him to the bus, and then I live like right across the street. I get on the bus and I look over, and the next man has his hand around side. I'm like, my heart goes.
I remember the story.
Yeah, and like I was super friend zoned. Like I was like legit. Like, what am I not? Like I gave everything I had. You know, what I mean? I gave the flirt, I gave the talk, I gave the touch, I gave everything, man, and I didn't get anything back. And she was so blind to it. To this day, she says, "No, you never did that. No, that never happened." And I can literally document the way Helen documented for me.
I just say, pull a Helen, yo.
Every single
pull
thing.
a Helen.
Yeah. Every single thing.
You know what?
Yeah.
I still stand by. I think the best way is just to create the circumstance. So unless you're gonna go straight up face to face, like in the middle of wherever you guys are, and be like, "Yo, I'm feeling you. How about we go out?" Which is pretty, straightforward. But women, I feel like most of them would like a little, maybe I don't know, more finesse. Just create the circumstance, right? Like actually, it was Cece and I, and this will be the last thing I probably see on this. Like I said, we were friends, right, for I think like a year and a half or something like that.
Really?
Yeah, before, because we were working together.
I knew you were friends, but I didn't know if you were like thing. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no, check it out. What was episode 1 or 2 where we get to know your host?
Yes.
And yeah, we were friends and we hung out. We all went to the bar. I wouldn't dance on her. There are times I see her talk to like a guy like or whatever that she knew. I'm like, all right, cool, no problem, like whatever. And then it was just one time where all of our friends, like we were both single, and I was like, see, okay, true, I see you now. And all of our friends, they bailed, yeah. And the two of us were like, hey, we still want to go? Yeah, let's go. And instantly when we got there, it just became naturally a dating situation, right? And then my sweet up took over.
And trust me, you can't resist.
You can't resist this sweet up, yo. Yo, we're gonna have an episode on sweet up, 100%. We have to. Yo, we got. Oh, I'm so excited. We're gonna have an episode on the sweet up, the sweet up.
That's gotta be like tactical. Like, I gotta have like 10 points. You gotta have.
Yo, you gotta bring your playbook and everything. Bring everything out. Blow the dust off.
So are we putting a bow on this? Maybe like. I mean, this is. You know what? This is one of those things that like we always say we can revisit. I would love to revisit this with a guest. I would love to revisit it with a guy or a girl who like legit. I don't know how we'll find this person, but got out of friend zone and is in like
just
a committed
put an ad in the
relationship.
paper.
Yeah,
looking for someone who gets friend zoned all the time.
Because even though
also looking for someone who's conquered or escaped their friend zone.
Yeah, like because even though me and Saida got together, it was until years later where like we were like didn't talk to each other for quite a bit and all this kind of stuff. So it wasn't like I broke through the friend zone thing, you know what I mean? Like now she sees me or anything like that.
It sounds like from all your stories though, like she literally just took a number and had to wait in line for all the girls who apparently sent you. Oh, that's what it was. She had to wait for you to open up her letter with the hearts because apparently
I had to trace it back,
like Santa Claus in the North Pole. It's ridiculous.
I still have the. You know what? I have the
put
letter.
A bow on it. I don't want to hear this guy.
All right. Okay, we're gonna put a bow on this. This is episode 47, Friend Zone. That being said, it is airtime.
Okay, I had one girl who did actually send me a letter, and she got herself out of the friend zone and started dating me. Yes, take that.
She started dating you. You had no say in the matter. She's like, "You're mine now." Okay. Well, you know what? I make fun of you, but that happened to me twice. Essentially, is what happens. Like, yo, how you gonna? You're not gonna date. Yo, how you gonna talk to her like that? I'm like, yo, man, yo, just we're better friends. Yo, you better talk to her. Yo, tell her sorry. Oh my god, the sorry became okay. Let's go out. Okay, let's date. Oh, it's terrible, man. I'm making fun of you, but that shit happened to me.
Yo, that relationship lasted for 2 years. Jeez.
Yeah, mine were
Shouldn't
like
have.
few. Like my summer I ruined my summer, man. That shit ruined my whole flex that summer, man. Boot up,
This
boot
guy's
up for
still
no
angry. I can
reason.
tell.
Because these people were like connected gang wise, like in the area. So I'm like, I'm in a rock and a hard place here, man. Like I'm not, like I'm scared for my life to like.
Yo, every time I think I get to know you, I'm like, yo, I don't know who this guy
there's
is.
so much shit, dude.
This guy has like the Bloods coming in and telling him, yo, date their little sister.
No, the Asians are even worse. The Asians,
the
sometimes, man.
triads.
Oh my god. Anyways,
all right, let's put a bow on that.
Okay, it is time. It is time, Frankie. It is time. It is time. It is time for everyone's, including mine, favorite segment of the show. It is time. We gotta get music, especially for Spittin' 5. But it is time.
Hey, we can do that.
For Spittin'.
We are the music.
Spittin', spittin', spittin'. In 5. Tires of
and that's just like I'm clearing my throat.
Frank has a new thing. Yeah, you guys tested it out. Good test. Good test. Put it through the test.
Spittin' in 5. For those of you who do not know or still living under a rock from last year, Spittin' 5 is quite simply 5 minutes plus or minus. You go to 10 minutes where I have a topic of my choosing, which Azam does not know about. And it could be a situation, it could be a would you rather, it could be a versus, it could be whatever it is, but it's usually ridiculous and usually raises some eyebrows. This week's, check out last week's Spittin' 5. There's about 25 seconds where you hear us just gasping for air, but always a good time. Azam, this one's a pretty simple one. It's a versus.
Okay.
This week's Spittin' 5 question. You have to tell me which of the following apple pies are the best. You have to rank them.
Okay.
McDonald's, Popeyes, A&W.
So, that's very easy for me. So, Popeyes, A&W, McDonald's.
Wait, that's your order?
Yeah, Popeyes is the number one apple pie.
Popeyes is at number 1.
Popeyes is easily number 1.
McDonald's is at
McDonald's at 3.
McDonald's is third.
McDonald's overrated to me. I think in the past they used to have like a sugary.
I don't. Can we even shout out McDonald's? We can't even say shout out McDonald's.
Yeah,
why not? Yeah.
Yo, shout out McDonald's. Yo, what you mean? Yo, first of all, McDonald's has pulled me out of many a jams in my life, still to this day. Like, if there's no food in the house, like I'm at Mickey D's pretty much. But nah, that's the order, man. A&W is one where like I don't go to A&W often. Probably the last time I've been to A&W was probably 3 or 4 years ago, and then 3 to 4 years before that.
They have few chains, but I think their burgers are stellar.
I hate the burgers.
Oh my gosh, no, you're killing me, Azam. Are you kidding? Yo,
yeah,
man.
they got too much. It tastes like curry powders in them, man. I'm not down for that.
But stop talking.
But they had a fish. No, hold on.
Fish.
I
really?
Knew it. I knew it.
You're gonna disrespect A&W saying, yo, they had a good fish? You don't even fish. None of these burger joints care about their fish.
And immediately
fish is like the last thing on the bloody item or menu.
No, it's
fish,
a special
you gonna come to me about fish? Not the game, but fish.
Yo, they got a cod.
I put blood, sweat, and tears all the time in the game. Are you want to talk about fish? How can fish improve my game?
Every few years, they come back out. It's like, when the McRib comes out and people like lose their mind. A&W every once a year, once every couple of years, comes back out with their fish sandwich. fish sandwich.
Listen, I'm not.
Which is
stop
like some
talking about
cod.
fish on
Anyways,
our podcast.
The 1 or 2 times I've had the apple pie, it is stellar, dude. It
Where?
is at A&W. I would say it's up there. I would say I would if somebody said it was number 1, I'd be like, yo, I could see that. I could see.
I'm
that.
saying A&W is number 1.
Have you ever had Harvey's apple pie?
I have, but they're not on this list.
Not on the list. Okay.
You can put it. Where would you rank them?
The thing is, they're not consistent. I've had it a few times where like the one
so
time
they
was
don't make
good.
the list. Yep.
Yeah, they make the list.
You
But,
have to be consistent.
but when it's on point, it's up there with Popeyes for me.
I'm gonna have
Popeyes,
to say
though,
A&W number 1,
yeah.
McDonald's number 2, Popeyes number 3. Here's the reason. The reason. I like Popeyes. The problem with Popeyes is they put. So it's nice that they put the cinnamon, like the sugar, the cinnamon, brown sugar, whatever, and the cinnamon and stuff on it, but it's too loose on it. And
It's
when you
slack.
take it
It's
out,
all over there. Yeah.
it's like
It's everywhere.
like if you just cleaned your car is no longer clean.
yeah.
Like,
My
you can't
driver's
eat
seat
them
is
in your
mashed
car.
up with that stuff.
It's in your beard. It is not consistent, right? Like it all falls off. McDonald's, they bake it in, and at least I know when I'm getting McDonald's.
Yeah.
Every McDonald's
Tastes
apple
the
pie
same.
I've
Always
ever
tastes
had
the same.
in this life, in any province, any country, the apple
exact
pie
same.
is the exact same, and I appreciate that.
Right.
But A&W apple pies, their shit stays on, and it's like clean. The flavor, it is instant diabetes, but I am 100% down for it.
Yeah.
And when you eat that, it's like, and the thing that's even better about A&W, it's like an occasion. Because like you said, you don't go to A&W often, right? Because they have like one. The only one I know of is in Ajax.
So around here, there's a lot. They're in the gas
that's because
stations.
you guys pay high property tax, so you get what you pay for. Right?
like they're quite a bit, and they open 24 hours. Is the one over there open 24 hours?
I don't recall. It's been a while.
Okay.
I don't know. The one I'm talking about is in a strip mall. So.
Oh, okay.
They don't have a drive-through, so I doubt it. But A&W apple pies hit different. And when you have it,
this man's
it's
so
like
serious.
a special occasion because like you're like, yo, I haven't had A&W in a while, and you're just like,
yeah.
Okay, here's an added question to the Spittin' 5. When you get your apple pie, do you eat it before or after you meal?
After.
Okay, thank you.
After. Yeah.
There's some people who eat it before. I'm just like,
I mean, I wouldn't mind eating it. If I had to, I would eat it before. That shit doesn't bother.
What do you mean if you had to?
Like,
when would you ever have to?
Like if I'm in the car.
Point, you'll eat that.
Now, see if you're on a road. Imagine you're on a road trip, and that bag gets sent to the back, and you're left with like the bag of apple pies and shit, like the side stuff. Like I'll eat the apple pie till that bag makes its way back up to the front. You know what I'm saying?
Fair. Family man scenario.
That's what I'm saying.
No, when I get my meal, like I have my setup in my car, and I'm driving, and I'm eating it in my specific order: fries, burger, nuggets, pie. If
you eat the fries, you eat the fries first.
They get coldest the fast. The burger keeps its warmth, but like I hate eating cold fries, and if I leave them for like the 5-10 minutes I take to eat the burger, they don't have the heat. I need that heat.
They need that heat. I get you.
So I eat the fries first, yam them down, boom, and then I go on to the blessed burger.
McDonald's is so consistent, at least in Canada, especially with taste. That because like McChicken the McChicken that exists in the States is not the same version of the McChicken that exists up here.
I agree.
Right?
Yeah.
But they're
it's
so
almost
consistent.
like a is it like a breast chicken, like a more white or
no? Down there's like
it's been a long time.
Their junior chicken, the junior chicken we have here is pretty much the McChicken that they have down there. That's what they call the McChicken.
I understand.
Yeah,
okay.
and but man, when it comes to like the apple pie, dude, you couldn't be more right, man. That shit is so
So are you changing
what you're
your
getting.
ranking?
No. Because taste wise, like if I had to pick best in its prime, everything perfect, Popeyes.
It's like a LeBron versus MJ in the prime.
Popeyes. When Popeyes is on point, like everything, even if it's falling apart, man. And as long as my thing is sometimes they don't have the crispiness on the crust doesn't get too crispy.
But see, if they're
A&W
not
though
consistent, they gotta lose points, man.
For me, when they're on, man. When it's on, it's like it's really good.
I will say this:
Yeah.
This is like a negative shout out to Popeyes. When they released that chicken burger, everybody was so hyped about.
Yeah.
When I got it, I saw it was just mayo, pickle, piece of small chicken in the bun. I'm like, this is what I've been waiting for. Like, are you?
So hold on, you haven't ever had Chick-fil-A? You can't have had Chick-fil-A then.
I guess
Chick-fil-A
not,
is
no.
nothing. Chick-fil-A is the bun and the burger. There's no
That's it?
sauce. Yeah, you have to pay. They have a deluxe that comes with like a sauce
That's
and
ridiculous.
lettuce and all
That's
that.
ridiculous.
Yeah,
No.
but the burger is so good, man. Like it's off the. It's
yeah,
like,
but what's a good burger if you don't have any condiments?
I'm telling you. Listen, I was like you. I was like you, Frankie. I thought the same way as you. I thought the exact same way as you. When I buy McChickens, I get like extra mayo and sweet and sour sauce.
Oh, yuck.
Yeah,
Sweet and sour sauce, yes.
You don't get
Every
extra
time I go
mayo?
to McDonald's, I'm like, yo, give me 4. Even if I don't need 4, I'm like, give me 4. And I put them in my glove compartment because sometimes they forget.
This is a good spin and
Nothing's
five.
more
This is a good
devastating than
spin.
getting a McDonald's meal and they forgot the sweet and sour sauce.
Ooh, yeah,
like,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
like, you stop your
No.
car, turn around, and go back.
Oh, many times. Many times. And I usually am a bag checker. Like I get it, I check, boom. But when I pull out just on pressure of people being behind, like, oh, I don't want to hold up
Yo,
the
that
line.
pressure is like none
Yeah,
other
you
than-
know, I don't want. You know what? I don't want this guy to hold back. I have swung around many a times, dude. Many a time.
When
swung
I'm
back.
behind someone, I see they get the bag.
Yeah.
I'm like just tapping. I'm like, yo, you got your stuff. Let's go. You know,
bad.
like-
And you know what you always see? You always see the guy get the stuff, and then he kind of slowly zooms up, kind of stops, and then he
Yeah.
like takes off because you know this regret. He's like, "Oh man, I should have gone back, but now
I can't
you're
go
past
back
the
yet."
window." Yeah, you're past the window, man.
Once you pass the window, if you go back, you're getting the horn, 100%.
Dunsies. So,
Oh man,
okay, yo, good spitting fire. That's a good spit. You know what's good about this? We can maybe get sponsorship, not from me ripping A&W, and maybe not from me ripping McDonald's, but maybe Popeyes.
you ripped.
Popeyes.
Well, I ripped Popeyes though.
Yeah, but you like Popeyes. You're a Popeyes.
yeah,
man.
but I said their burger was garbage.
All right, listen. You know what? He doesn't
matter
mean
what
garbage.
I literally said, "Yo, your burger."
You know what?
sucks."
I'm gonna clean it up a little bit. He did, guys. Popeyes. If you're listening to this, he didn't mean. Yo, we imagine we get a Popeye sponsor. Oh man, yo, I'll be dead next year. If we got a Popeye sponsor.
Each of us gains like 80
oh my
pounds by
god, it'd be
summer.
done, man. It'd be done.
Oh man.
All right, so listen, that's a quick cap on Spittin' 5. Was it? No, we ran about 12 minutes.
No, that's like 15 minutes,
15,
man.
15 minutes on Spittin' 5. That is episode 47. That is the friend zone. That is Spittin' 5. Pick your apple pie, I guess. I guess from like
Look at
Fast
this.
Food Pies. Damn. This guy's got his arm. You know what? It's all right. Frank
This is my
lifts his
home
arm.
shirt, yo.
Frank lifts his arm up, and he's got a shirt, like a home shirt, and he's got like rock and roll rip under his armpit. You know, like those shirts that have like tear. What are you doing, man? Why do you have that? Why do you still have that?
This
It's a
has
Jordan
sentimental
shirt?
value, guy.
It's an Air Jordan shirt. Or
That
what
was
is
the
it?
airborne shirt
I don't even know what that is.
from the military.
Oh, so okay, so it has meaning.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Not
It has
enough,
sentimental meaning.
not enough to repair the damage, but it has
Yo,
meaning
this
enough.
is comfortable. Yo, this shirt is. You know when I got this shirt, in 2004.
Listen, it's comfortable because you got air coming in through all areas.
Circulation, yeah.
Circulation.
Yo, take a picture of that guy.
Yeah,
yo.
so people
Boom.
know what we're talking about. You can
Anyways,
catch
let's wrap
us.
this up.
Yeah, you can catch us as always on anywhere you stream podcasts, anywhere you listen to music, iHeartRadio. Help me out here, Frankie. Amazon, iTunes, Spotify.
Where else? Yeah, actually,
Bunch.
just hit them all. To be honest,
Everywhere. I mean, Tumblr. We're on Tumblr even. You can check us out on TuneIn Radio, Stitcher Radio, all that. Anywhere, literally, you listen to music, anywhere you listen to podcasts, you can find a Coming of Age, the podcast. Yeah, as always, you can always email us at comingofage.thepodcast@gmail.com.
Like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend, please, please, please. We're making great progress, and we want to keep the wheels turning, 100%.
It's the best way you can support our show if you like what we hear, or if you just want to support local, man. Support your local people, man. So if anybody around the area that wants to that can shed the love, share the love, it's guys like us, man. So the best way you can do that, again, like Frankie said, is commenting, following, liking on all those platforms. Anything you got to add, Frankie?
No, I think this is enlightening. I love the episodes where we have like some good past stories.
Yeah.
It's like nostalgia and just reminds you of where you came from. You know what I mean? And
It's coming.
if
It's
any
the
high
truest
school
form of
elementary
coming.
people listen to this, I mean, yo, if you know, you know. If you know, you know. Shout out, mom, for taking me on my dates, even though you didn't want me to go. But yo,
Yeah, we need to.
shout out, Mama
I
Deuce,
need.
yo.
Like, I need further detail. I didn't want to go too much into this thing. I was gonna ask you for more questions, but
What
I
are the
need more.
questions could you possibly ask?
Like, when you left the house to go, right, and your mom is in the car, did you already know your mom knew where you're going, or was it like you had to wait till
Yes.
she go, yo, keep your penis in your pants, whatever?
No, like I'm like, yo, I'm going out, and she's like,
And why she didn't like the girl? The girl called
Huh?
the house at like nighttime or something. Like, why didn't
Why
she
didn't
like?
she what?
Why didn't she like the girl who you were
No,
dating?
she liked her. She just didn't want me dating.
Oh, just generally dating.
Yeah.
But why are you so open with it? Like, why would you not just like be able to do that at school or whatever? Like, is that a odd thing to
Azam.
ask? Yeah.
This is coming from someone who put love notes in sharpeners.
Yeah, but no one would know. Oh yeah. Sure.
Like I didn't
Yeah.
know. Like
Yeah,
I
you
just
didn't know
I was
how to
open,
move,
guy.
yeah.
Come
What do you
on,
mean
man.
sharpeners? I was gonna ask you about that. Like,
Yo, why is this
What is
podcast
that?
still going on right now? We already done
you
told
asked
people
me.
where to
You asked
subscribe
me
and
what are
listen.
the questions you had. What else could you ask? These are the things that were in my mind. Like, what do you mean by leaving notes in a sharpener? Like a pencil sharpener? Like a manual
I
sharpener?
don't know, guy. What when someone says
Like a pencil case?
I left a note in someone's pencil sharpener?
How would you write on the note? How small is that? No wonder like you didn't get no play, man. It's like a little square, half inch note, guy. You gotta unwrap that thing like how many times?
Yo, this guy can't just write in this small piece of paper. You got
You like me or no? You like me or no? Girl, like, girl opens the paper and is like, yo, man, all this time I wasted to open this paper. And man's like, you like me or no? And he's just like staring.
Then she tries to put it back in my sharpener, just not going in. I'm sitting there. Yo, let me do it.
It's the worst. Worst. All right, guys.
Awesome.
We will catch you guys down the road next week for episode 48. Until then, we are out.
Chucky.